Partnered by Times Influence.
Hello and welcome to the finale episode of HSBC Premier's Boarding Call in partnership with Times Network. The sole objective of this series is to inspire you to follow your boarding call and check into a rich life. To bring alive this belief, HSBC Premier curated short travel-based stories representing some of life's crucial departures and arrivals triggered by human connections. The previous episode featured these short stories which laid emphasis on living a truly rich life. These stories came alive in the form of live plays at two marquee events specially organized by HSBC Premier in Delhi and Mumbai respectively, with an objective to put the spotlight on the true meaning of a life richly lived. Lights, camera, action. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HSBC Premier's The Boarding Call in partnership with Times Network. The stage was all set to regale the audience with three stirring acts performed at Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi and the Royal Opera House in Mumbai. The first play, titled Miles and Smiles, was enacted by Ashish Vidyarthi, Sandhya Mridul and Cyrus Sahukar. The act revolved around Dhruv, a middle management executive who had to leave for a business trip on his wedding anniversary. His wife is miffed and he's in a tight spot. Waiting at the airport terminal, he has a realization. Can he do anything to pacify his wife? Let's find out.
Happy anniversary, baby. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. We'll come back and surely make it up to you.
He's just given the eye to somebody else because he's looking sheepish. And she's a super violent type. She's going to hit him any second. Right now. Any second she's going to hit him.
Wow, you are brilliant. And that's why she's rewarding him with a hug.
Excuse me, sir. Actually, we were wondering what the celebration might be because, you look so happy.
It's our anniversary. And I want you to meet
Ali.
Dhruv. And Dhruv.
Hi, Shalini.
Hi. Happy anniversary, ma'am.
So, guys, what's up?
Well, what's up is that he's spending his 10th wedding anniversary with me.
Uh-oh.
No, it's no big deal, really.
It is a big deal. Tell him.
Yeah, it is a big deal. 10 is a big number.
Flight 5E621 is now ready to board.
That's our boarding call.
That's
Shall
our
we?
boarding call.
Can you check the boarding card?
These look like cricket. VI.
Happy anniversary, Mr. Sinha.
Oh, I don't believe it. How did you do this?
क्यों? Surprise देने का ठेका सिर्फ आपने ले रखा है.
This is...
You go back and surprise your wife, okay?
Yeah, Maya's not big on surprises.
Oh,
but,
everybody's big on surprises. Look at him. He's like a kid in a candy store.
How did you do this?
Take care, guys. So I called up Atul. Bye. I called up Atul.
I know. I remember that you spoke to Atul, but...
Ali, what the hell am I doing, man? My whole life is defined by Maya doesn't like surprises or I'm really busy. I mean, she's my wife, Of course she likes surprises. Of course I can go surprise her. The best present I can give Maya is at least by starting to be present in my own life.
Chal, we'll miss our flight.
No, you'll miss your flight. Ali, I'm going home. Yeah. I'm going to go home. I'm going to surprise her. You'll handle it, right? Handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello? Maya, it worked. The plan worked. Maya, those actors that you hired were amazing. What? So you didn't hire any actors? What? But then, who were they?
I think boarding call is a great reminder that, come on guys, I mean there's more to life than just working. There's family, there's friends, there's love, there's animals, there's nature, there's earth, there's everything, and we're just not giving it time.
Boarding calls are not static. They're boarding calls. They move. And we choose. Because boarding calls, for us to listen to that boarding call, we got to commit ourselves to some shift, some move from one place to the other. And that is what makes this one life many lives.
It's really difficult to live this supremely rich life every day.
So you find a few moments which basically glimpse into or have an experience that is rich and beautiful. For me, it's spending time with people I care and love, hopefully trying to do a little bit of work that I enjoy, or finding the enjoyment in work that I've got.
The second play, titled Pages and Strings, had Cyrus Sahukar and Sandhya Mridul playing the lead roles. On a rainy day in a crowded airport terminal, a frustrated Vayu has a chance encounter with a stranger. While talking about life and living, Vayu has a realization that could change his life. Let's take a look.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry to bother you, but this is the only seat available. I have some urgent work.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry to intrude. I'm Vayu.
Aisha.
Nice to meet you. There's a child over there howling. There's a lady who's almost going to divorce her husband. I'm in the middle of a nervous breakdown, and you're the only one who looks like, wow, I'm in the middle of a picnic at a park. Well done.
You know, after having battled with numbers for so many years of my life, I figured I've earned myself some leisure time. Do you have kids, Pablo?
Yeah. What did you just call me?
Bablu? Led Zepp on Nylon Strings, Air India Colony, 1993.
Binudi. Oh my God, I knew you looked familiar.
It's been a long
how
time.
have you been?
I'm good.
It's been like what, 15, 20 years?
Long time.
I was telling my wife, about my childhood, Air India Colony and whatnot. And we looked up Ashish Da on Facebook, but he's not on Facebook. So what's he up to?
Well, let's just say he's tuning his guitar somewhere up there. Yeah, he fought a battle with cancer. He went pretty much after we left the colony, in fact. So, yeah, he's gone.
Ashish Da is gone? Ashish Da was our hero.
He was everybody's hero.
Do you know, Binudi, he's the first person who taught me my guitar chords.
I know.
Flight HS475 is now ready to board.
That's your boarding call.
Binudi, I just want to tell you I'm going to go home and I'm going to restring that guitar.
Take care of yourself.
I really relate with it because I'm pretty much that girl. I'm just not sitting on an airport with a book. I'm actually pretty much on many airports with books because I travel constantly. Just that I don't own a coffee shop at the airport yet. And I will one day, somewhere away in the mountains. And Asha is pretty much me and a bit of aspirational me.
For me, money buys you the opportunity to finally do things that you want to do and the power to say no to things that you don't want to do. There are certain really important aspects about money, and it's a very good friend if you treat it right. It's just not everything, So I feel it's a very high aspect of the pecking order because it leads you to have more experiences and more freedom with what you want to do and what you don't want to do in life.
The third play, titled Lost Luggage, saw Ashish Vidyarthi essaying Ankur's character, who's desperately looking for his baggage, but it seems to have been lost in transit. Will Ankur find his luggage? Let's find out.
ये पेपर कौन बनाया? अपना करीम, वो तो अपना ही लुका है ना?
भाई साहब क्या कर रहे हो? Do you realize that this is a public space? आप इस तरह से धक्का मुक्की चिल्ला रहे हैं, please.
Hold. ये पब्लिक प्राइवेट कहीं और जाके करा हीरो, मेरी खिसकी ना तो मैं बहुत रिस्की. ये भाई साहब, आपका बैग नहीं आया?
नहीं
आएगा भी नहीं.
मुझे तो सूट से ये स्मगलर लगता है.
हेलो जी, कस्टम्स का चक्कर होगा.
But what are you going to do about it? There is no sign of my baggage. I'm not going to take this lying down. That bag is very important for me.
सर, क्या आप बैग ढूंढ रहे हो या देश में क्रांति ला रहे हो? सर, देखिए, सबको अपना बैग सबसे कीमती लगता है.
Excuse me, भाई साहब, that's my bag.
नहीं सर, ये मेरा बैग.
नहीं, that's my bag.
अरे सर, मेरा बैग है.
that's my bag.
अरे सर, यहाँ नाम लिखा है ना. अनुज अग्रवाल डबल जी. क्या कर रहे हैं आप? पीछे से बैग.
I'm so sorry.
नहीं, सॉरी क्या सर, ये तरीका है कोई?
क्या प्रॉब्लम है भाई?
गुड मॉर्निंग सर। सर मेरा बैग यहाँ से आ रहा था, मैं अपना बैग उठा के आराम से जा रहा हूँ, पीछे से हाथ पकड़ के खींच रहा है।
बैग में क्या है वो बता।
जी, that bag is important for me.
We have to investigate your bag. अरे ड्यू प्रोसीजर फॉलो करना पड़ेगा, बात खत्म।
जी मेरा बैग। To the world's best dad from his little Tara. Open only once you reach home. My dearest Pa, when you'll be reading this, I'll be safely settled in my hostel room, sipping some hot chocolate, just like you'd make me on those long study nights. You came halfway across the world
just to drop me off at college, even though you hate flying and have 1,000 commitments. Thank you. And thank you also for letting me steal the window seat each time. But before we start this very important chapter in our lives, I want to tell you that you're not just my pa. You're my superhero. You've made me the center of your world. And you've encouraged me to dream as big as I could. And now look at me, Pa. I'm standing right in the middle of my dream.
It's a 4-year program in one of the world's top universities studying art.
Now that I'm here, I will have to back my dreams up with persistence. This journey that we took together was
not just a flight to a college.
This is my boarding call from destiny, Pa. And I am ready for it. Thank you, Pa, for everything. It's finally time for you to relax. Your little girl is ready to face the world outside. I hope that I can make you proud.
You already make me proud, my dear. In these characters too, I definitely saw that want to fulfill a dream really as part of me. I am a dreamer, and I do want some things for people in my life.
The original scripts were penned by the very well-known Kausar Munir, and the acts were directed by none other than the very talented Roshan Abbas.
Now you, along with Ms. Munir, have of course brainstormed these boarding call themed acts curated by HSBC Premier, which have been beautifully received by the audience. How was the concept initially introduced to you, and how did you develop into what it's become?
So, when it started, there was an idea of saying, can we take an autobiographical play of someone's life? And I was like, there are limitations to adaptations that you can do. Plus, it would take us a lot of time to, would we find a play that really calls out to this whole idea of an inner voice or the boarding call? And I said, listen, I have a very good friend called Kausar Munir. She's a wonderful writer. And I just find that she writes with a maturity that this audience would like. So I got Kausar on the project. And Kausar and I sat together and we started talking about saying, so what are the kind of themes? And this whole idea of having all the 3 plays at an airport was her idea. And I loved that idea because it gave us a set. So suddenly you had a framework within which to work. In the discussions we had at HSBC, we found that the things that they were talking of were very similar to the things that we all experience in our lives. So the need for legacy, the need to follow your inner voice, the need to plan for the future are needs that all of us have.
Living a life that's rich, that's fulfilling, that's enriching, does it take planning or is it all left up to fate?
My wife says that if I die, I would have planned my funeral about a couple of years in advance. I'm a complete planner. Right? I plan everything, and that's why I'm able to do multiple things at the same time. I partition my day into capsules. I take time off for the family every summer. I make sure that I've got time with my parents. And this division allows me to lead a much richer life.
Sir, thank you so much for your time and for sharing those such personal, incredible, moving words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's time now for a short break. On the other side, we bring to you 2 legends and their inspirational saga of lives meaningfully lived. Stay tuned.
You may have $20 billion, and if you are sitting in a desert right in the midst of Sahara, you're not a rich man.
A richly lived life would be one where all your senses are open, where you are able to feel the emotions you're supposed to feel.
Welcome back to HSBC Premier's Boarding Call in partnership with Times Network. The boarding call was uniquely designed by HSBC Premier to reiterate the importance of enriching one's lives through 3 beautifully crafted plays. Now, this idea was also brought alive through real-life success stories such as the one we will tune into now, that of the Group General Manager and Chief Executive of HSBC India, Stuart Mills.
If they say that, that person so-and-so, he's living a rich life or she's living a rich life, the default assumption is that they're very wealthy. And so, Stuart, that should be my opening question with you. What does a rich life mean to you?
A rich life? For me, it's really about actively collecting what I call moments of wonder. Moments when your breath is taken away. Things that happen to you or that you make happen that just stick with you in your life. Like, the first moment you see your wife coming down the aisle on your wedding day, or when you see the birth of your children, if you're fortunate enough to be there. The time that you got that first really big promotion in your career.
Technology is supposed to bring people together, right? How do you think digital technology can help us live a rich life and not a divided life?
Well, I think technology really is an enabler. So the question is, what do we do with the technology? Not, technology is a bit like money. Technology is not an end in itself. It's just a means to an end. And I think what we have to be quite careful of is that we don't fall into that trap that technology becomes the end.
Stuart, we leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम. नजर में ख्वाबों की बिजलियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम. The effusive energy behind these spirited words held the audience enthralled in New Delhi, while his legendary better half cast her spell on the spectators in Mumbai.
Rich life means living every moment wholeheartedly. When with your parents, when you're a friend, when you're a citizen, when you're a member of a club, when you are doing your job, whatever, you are doing it completely, wholeheartedly. That is a rich life. When you are connected, alone you can't be rich. Not possible. And as a matter of fact, even literally you can't be rich alone. You may have $20 billion, and if you are sitting in a desert right in the midst of Sahara, you're not a rich man. Those $20 billion are also worth anything only when they are others. Otherwise, what will you do? You can't drink that currency. You'll be very thirsty in the midst of Sahara, I promise you. Everything becomes relevant when you are with people, when you are in the society. How connected we are with them. What we have learned, what we have seen, how much we can understand others. Life becomes rich only not by achievements. Life becomes, as a matter of fact, richer by failures, by hurts, by bruises, because they make you think. When you are winning, you are on a high. You are in love with yourself. You think, wow, I have Midas touch. But when you fail, you think, humility comes. You relate to people who have failed in life. And then you look around. It is as important, failure or defeat is as important as the victory and success. Otherwise, life won't be rich.
As an artist, I feel acting is a very rewarding very, very rewarding experience because it allows me to inhabit the world of another character. So I get to live the life of Sushila and Rani and Godmother and Pooja, people I would never have encountered in my life. But I get a chance to step into their world. And how do I contribute to their world? By taking from them and adding that to my experience. So essentially, a richly lived life would be one where all your senses are open, where you are able to feel the emotions you're supposed to feel, where you're not so busy earning a living and not so busy wanting to follow the track of what you think is success. Because ultimately, if you have to experience it alone, can it be success? If you have these millions of dollars, but you're alone by yourself in a desert, can you be successful? No. You can be successful when people around you love being with you, are happy around you. These are measures that we will have to start working towards as much as we do pursuing our goals, which are just from the point of view of work. Thank you very much. Thank you.
With that, we now draw the curtains on HSBC Premier's Boarding Call series. We hope we've been able to inspire you to follow your boarding call and live a truly enriching life. Till we meet again, goodbye and many thanks for watching.
Partnered by Times Influence.